What's up, everybody? Rob Nakamura here with the High Chief Zac Pauga and our special guest Korean John. How you guys doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Well, little late, but that wasn't any of our faults. Technology was rearing its ugly head and showing its ever dominance on us, the human species. So a little bit late, but if you're wondering what the hell does that Easter egg connect to anything, because I always try to make it connect. It's that we're going to start off easy and gentle in topic nature, and then we're going to go straight into some shit. That was the message within that classic sparring footage of the great Wanderlei Silva doing his thing. Well, so I'm just gonna get straight to it. There was a little bit of a fumble by a guy who was once lauded and praised and almost ridiculously campaigned heavily as the best bantamweight in the world. And now the dude can't buy a win. He can't even make weight. Really weird and interesting story of this complete brand collapse by Patchy Mix. Missing the weight limit for his RIZIN bout by 6.3 pounds. I'll just shave the 0.3 off. Just 6 pounds. For 6 pounds, you're in a whole nother weight class, even if you're in boxing. Like, what the hell? What's your guys' thoughts?
Dude, obviously bad. The weight, any weight miss is bad. You know this. I will go in on anyone missing weight. It's horrible. It's terrible. But Patchy is like maybe the biggest fall off from who we thought he was or who people said he was to where he's at now ever in history. And like hindsight's 2020, right?
Right.
We can go back and say what we know now with the PFL, where the PFL is right now, or where Bellator, who got absorbed by the PFL, and where they are right now. Like, talk about a fumble to go from being the champion, considered the best ever there, and then now you could have been in this massive organization with MVP, being on Netflix, all this stuff, and you can't even make weight over at RIZIN. And this is, we'll get into this type of stuff later in the show. Like, you can't drink too much of your own Kool-Aid. Like he really believed I'm the best ever. I'm going to go do whatever I want, and that's we didn't know. Somebody had to have known. Like somebody that he was training with, his manager, somebody had to know. Okay, Patchy, you're not that guy. Like, you're not who we're gonna say you're that guy online, but you're not that guy.
That's rough. That's always rough when the label don't match the sauce. John, what you thinking, man?
I covered Patchy through his rise in Bellator, interviewed him a few times. He has a great story as well, man. He was like adopted. He lived in a foster home, and he took money that he won, that $1 million from that tournament in Bellator, and bought his foster parents a house, I believe. And he told me all of this before he didn't actually won that tournament, the $1 million tournament. Yeah, but he became the champion, won the $1 million tournament. Could we call him the biggest bust in MMA history? But he won the title. He was a champion, right? I don't like it's kind of a weird like label you can put on him. But yes, it is obviously a huge downfall. And in Japan, dude, if you miss weight, they do not like that. They might not even bring him back, to be honest with you, after this fight. And he's fighting somebody that, that could grapple as well. Who knows? Maybe he did this on purpose. I don't know, man. Maybe he's gonna want to go win this fight, miss weight, win this fight, take the advantage, and then go to get signed by MVP. Who knows? There's a lot of promotions popping up.
Well, that's I didn't even bring that up. Right, RIZIN at least has like the answer to the weight miss problem.
Yeah.
He's not gonna walk in there like he has to get a finish, and he knows he has to get a finish, and his opponent knows he has to get a finish. Like, that's so hard. That's stacking the cards against himself so much if his goal is to win fights.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I gave him a little bit of a pass in the sense of like, hey, you went over to RIZIN, you lost. The rule set is different. a lot of guys go there and face the Japanese rule set, and having to deal with the knees and other parts of the game is really hard. It's not just like, oh, you think about it and you can make the adjustment. No, no, no. It's really hard. So I gave him that pass. But like you said, the professionalism, he's been in the game long enough. He had to know. I know he posted and made an excuse about being sick
Yeah.
and missing. But if you knew you were sick, then why don't you do what a lot of other people do and ask for a catch weight? Let your opponent know, right? Let your opponent, hey, brah, I'm dying over here. I barely make this fight. Thank you for continuing to fight me, but be professional. Meet me at this random weight I'm going to be at, so you don't got to drain yourself. And it's fair, like you said, John. It's highly disrespectful, even dishonorable in the minds of the Japanese fans. And to also to your point, he's already played it. He's already, I don't know if he's burnt the bridge, but leave PFL, which is now MVP. You tank it in the UFC, and if you go and burn your bridge in RIZIN with unprofessionalism, I mean, you know, I know there's new leagues, but come on, man, you don't want to be doing that to yourself on a professional level. It's bad.
Yeah, it's the most must-win fight a fighter could put himself into, right? Like, it's pretty crazy. He's not gonna get re-signed by the UFC because you already.
No.
I was one of the people that was drinking the Kool-Aid because I did cover him when he was coming up, so I knew like how skilled he was. But I just feel like he can't handle the moment. That's what it seems like. And then once he lost all those fights, now he goes over to RIZIN. He's losing these fights too. Just like his confidence is shot, it seems like, you know what I mean? And it kind of sucks to see that in a fighter. You know, once you hit that slump, sometimes those guys don't recover from a slump, you know, and then it's just like downhill. Look at Tony Ferguson. He had to go to boxing to win a fight, right? After losing how many in a row in MMA. So and Patchy's not even an old dude. He's a young, he's in his prime most likely, but yeah, it's shitty to see, but yeah, I don't think RIZIN brings him back, even if he wins.
That's it right there. Folks that showed up nice and early, showed up for the first topic. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. If you're on YouTube, hit the like. That would be nice if you can. If you're on X, even better, hit the repost so other people get to see the show as we move along through this. All right, this is a little bit fun. We're gonna have a little bit of fun before we get into the heavy discussion we're about to discuss. Fun with English. All right, here we go, guys. This is my nominee. We've seen a lot of bad reffing. Me and Zach have been keeping track of bad ref jobs all year. This, Zach, note this down, is my nomination for worst ref of 2026. And I'm going to find the guy, whoever wins this, and give him a trophy, for real. Like, this is insane. Bro,
this dude walked away and came back. It was like a street fight. That was World Star in the game. Seriously.
My question for that ref, like, what were you looking for? Like, what was he showing? What kind of intelligent defense was he showing? That was like 20 unanswered flush shots to the head. When the guy walked away, I could get it if the dude on the ground scrambled up all fast. The guy on the ground was glad it was over. When the guy walked away, the guy on the ground just sat up and was like, "Thank God that's over." Don't gets hit again, dude. Like,
it's really like stupid. It's just really stupid. I don't know. I've just never seen someone so checked out. I don't know what his mind was on, what the ref was thinking, but he was not in the arena. He definitely wasn't in the cage. He was somewhere else in his mind. I just want to nitpick the extended waving off. Like, bro, you don't need to wave your hand that long after you screwed this up. Like, we get it. Like, you're paying attention now. It's bad. So, folks, if you guys ever see a worse ref job out there for the year 2020, send it. Please send it. This is something we want to keep track of on this show. All right. So something that I'm gonna share a lot. I know Zach's got some perspective to share. Is giving yourself to a sport and then having to walk away from it, and it happens. It happens to like pretty much all sports, unless like bowling. I guess you could bowl forever, and there's like certain things you can do forever. But a lot of the times, a lot of the sports we do as we grow up and get older and life happens and opportunities shift and things change, you don't get to do them forever. And in this most recent week, we have the retirement of Darren Elkins. A lot of people focus on that. Amazingly fun fighter to watch. Was he ever going to be world champion? 99.9% chance no, but the dude is really fun to watch. And so they gave him a little retirement package. Unfortunately, the fight went like this. Nice love. Just detonation, which I know a lot of people had a problem with, but the reality is this is how it goes in MMA. If you get the privilege of fighting until your craft level starts to decline, this is how it goes. Some people, contracts or their worthiness or their name power erodes before their talent does. But most of the time, if your talent gets you there to that date, this is how the rodeo ends. So I guess I want to kind of discuss that with you guys. A lot of people were saying it was disgusting what the UFC did to him, this and that. I kind of want to get your guys' perspective on that, because I thought it was pretty classy that they gave him a retirement package highlight reel when so many other people haven't. John, what's your thoughts on kind of this discussion going on in the space?
Yo, Darren Elkins had 31 fights in the UFC. 31. That is insane, right? And he's fought some of the best dudes in the world. He fought Volkanovski. He beat Michael Johnson. You know what I mean? Like Dennis Bermudez. There's like a long list of guys that he fought. He fought Swanson, Ryan Hall, Ricardo Lamas. If you've been around the sport, you know Ricardo Lamas, right? He was one of the top guys.
Shout out.
You know what? The thing about Darren Elkins is that he was still winning fights, man. That's only back-to-back losses. Like he won that fight. Like what is it? He beat Daniel Pineda in 2024. Daniel Pineda is a legit fighter, man. Like he coaches Joshua Van, right? Like he's good. But he just looks like he's damaged. Right? It doesn't look like his face has transformed over the years, which is crazy to see. Like someone's face just look weird and his eyes just don't look like they're all there. But he's winning fights. It's just I'm mixed emotions with Darren Elkins, right? Because I feel like he could still compete. Like not now, but I mean like he was competing a few years ago. But then at the same time, it's like it's a fighter's decision. The UFC doesn't make you take a fight. You could say like I don't want to fight. I'm retired. Like it's over, right? Like that's your choice. At the end of the day, right? 100%. It's not like your coaches are telling you need to fight. You know what I mean? Like Darren Elkins has 31 fights in the UFC. I'm pretty sure he's earned a bonus. He did earn a bonus in that Daniel Pineda fight. So he might have money, right? Like I don't know. I don't know why he would be going out there. And maybe it's up to the coaches to tell him like, yo, maybe you shouldn't fight anymore. Like we see some signs, you know what I mean? But I'm just scared to see what Darren Elkins is going to be like in 5 or 10 years. Like we're going to see something eventually. It's kind of sad, right?
I think you're right, but I hope you're wrong with that part. It's always weird when a fighter embodies their nickname so thoroughly. The damage, you know what I mean? Like he's that. And to the upside, with 30-something UFC fights, just his clothing walkout bonus. So folks, if you guys don't know, the amount that you get paid for your wearing the gear out, it's based on how many fights you have in the UFC. So the more fights you have, the bigger your bonus. With 30-something fights, I think he's at the max level, which is comparable to champion. So he's making what guys make just showing up, like just with the clothes on. So yeah, hopefully, and his contract's probably well and good being a veteran like that. Zach, what is your thoughts on all of this, man?
So you just hit the nail on the head about people being mad about the like hard matchup at the end. 31 fights. 31 fights. So that's it. That's like at least 8 UFC contracts. He's on his 8th contract, probably. Maybe there was a few 6-fight deals in there somewhere, but he's I don't know, but I'm just letting you like he's well within the 6-figure range. Right? He's probably making 150 and 150 being on his 8th contract. And we all love to shit on fighter pay, right? But that's a good paycheck, right? That's a good paycheck for one night. So it's an agreement. It's a deal with the UFC, dude. You want to come out here, you want to get your retirement package. We're going to use you. We're not just going to give you this money. We're going to get something out of it. We're going to get a highlight for our new guy coming up that we want to be exciting, people to be excited about. And I have no problem. Me personally, I don't have any problem with any of that. The only thing, like him getting uglier, whatever, beat up, I don't care about any of that. I don't care about him losing. I don't care about him getting knocked out. The big thing is his speech, right? He gave a lot of talks and interviews beforehand and after, and his speech is absolutely degraded from what it's been in the past. I'm not just saying he talks weird. His speech is degraded, and that stuff doesn't come back, man. It doesn't come back.
Mhm.
That's when somebody's got to step in and say, you know what, man, like maybe this 150 grand isn't worth it. Maybe them playing your retirement video isn't really worth going out there and rolling the dice with your brain one more time.
That is some solid insight there. Yeah, the speech pattern is one of the key signs of serious and long-lasting brain damage. I want to take a minute from his post-fight interview where he says some key things here that I think is worth discussing on this very important topic.
Obviously, it's not the ending I wanted, but that's life. You don't always get the ending you want. I had a chance to do it at least. Most people don't get that chance. So I wanted my happy ending, but shoot, man, I've had so many happy endings in my life. I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I have my health, I have my family. It's emotional, but man, was it a fun ride.
When you look back on your career, are you happy with how it went? I know it could have been better tonight, but are you happy with your career?
I am. I've had a lot of good moments. I've made so many good friends.
It's okay, brother. Take your time. It's all good.
That right there. That one, it started off with a little bit of funny part, right? Like I've had so many happy endings, and I've heard that. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, it was hilarious. Good. And then the real stuff comes, right? Then the real stuff comes, the emotions, the letting go, the knowing it's over. And this is something where I'll share a little bit of my story. When I walked away from motorsports, I was in a weird place. I'm in my slightly later 30s. Everybody else is like married with kids that I knew before I went racing. They all have jobs. They're all working all the time. When I was in my 20s, when I started it, I didn't really fit in with most of them. So I just went on my own life because life accelerated for me. And then you come back, and I remember coming back to regular life and going from a job because I was bored. I didn't need to. I just wanted to. And I remember having to try to like create a resume and fill out the application process and being like, life skills. I can go fast. Like I felt useless. I felt dumb. I felt out of place. I felt like a shark on land or a lion in the sea. It was depressing. And then kind of being alone, because nobody else could, like, I had nobody else that I could talk to that knew this feeling. And slowly, thankfully, I read some books, and it said, hey, one of the books I read said, hey, go, if you don't know anywhere to go with your happiness, you're lost. Because I was, folks, when I say I was depressed, I wasn't like a little bit of depressed. Like, I'm gonna be 100% honest. Like, I thought about ending myself. Like, I actually decided like how I was gonna do it. I like sat in my car in my garage, like, you guys know how it works. Like, I was about to, but knowing my younger brother would have been the person to find me, I was like, no, I can't put that on him. That was the only thing that stopped me, was like the guilt of putting him on finding me. So that lost identity shit is real. And when I read this book about go back to things that you did in your youth and try them all again until you find something happy. Obviously, if you don't know my story, I fell into MMA when it was brand new. I was there on day one. And so luckily, MMA, not directly through training or competition or anything like that, it pulled me in through media. I met cool people, and I met a lot more athletes. And I heard a lot of people going through the same shit I went through as far as losing their identity and their way in life. And that shit helped. It sucked because I could relate, but it helped me. And I just want people to know, like, it is a dark, shitty place when you are still young in the chronological spans of life of a life, but you are a has-been in some other measurable way. And that's all I can say. You know, I got more clips, I got more stuff on this topic. We're not done here. That was just my 2 cents. I want to pass the ball metaphorically to my brother Zach, because I know you gave your life to a sport that's not part of your life anymore. You're in a different sport.
Yeah, for sure. And I want to answer one of the questions from the chat real quick here, just about, does the UFC retirement package include medical? When we say retirement package, you guys saw the retirement package. The retirement package is them giving him an extra interview before and after the fight on fight night. That's the retirement package. There's
a highlight reel during the show.
Yeah, the UFC retirement package includes nothing, right? It includes, there's no retirement package. There's no 401k. There's no anything like that. There's no medical. You get to, I can go to the PI for the rest of my life. I have free access to the UFC PI. Like, that's cool, I guess. But I can go get free lunches if I live in Vegas. But there's no medical. There's no retirement. There's nothing like that. And so, to like the point of retirement, dude, I can't even imagine racing. I can't even imagine racing. But the cortisol and adrenaline and dopamine mix of competition is the greatest drug in the world. It's more addictive than crack. It's more addictive than meth. And once you walk away from that, there's literally nothing that can replace it. I had no like desire or yearning to be a police officer. Like, that's not, when I was growing up, that's not what I want to be. That's where I ended up because when I left the NFL, I was like an adrenaline junkie. I was like looking for my high. And my high came from adrenaline and cortisol and dopamine and fighting hobos in the street, right? That's where that was what I was addicted to. And it's hard, man. And there's so many, you don't believe it's ever going to end. When I was 23, signed with the Houston Texans, I was like, okay, I guess this is just what I'm going to do for the next 30 years, and I'll figure it out then, right? Oh, well, 2 years later, I'm at home. I'm living in my parents' house, right? I was making $300,000 a year. Now I'm living in my parents' house, trying to figure out what to do with my life, applying at retail stores, because same thing you said, Rob. I have no skills. I have a sociology degree, because that was the easiest degree for me to get it while I was playing football. I have no skills, no background. Luckily for me personally, I had like a good network. I had a good family. I had a wife, or at the time girlfriend, like, and that's what saved me and allowed me to like move forward. But it's difficult for these guys that came from nothing, and then when they achieve and leave it, they think they're going back to nothing.
Mm-hmm. That's it. John, I know you've interviewed and been around tons of guys who've worked it or fought professionally, did that, and then they find a way and give back to the sport in different ways. And then I know you've seen a few guys go adrift. What's your thoughts on some of the things me and Zach just shared?
I think in the fight game, it's the easiest to stick around the sport compared to like the NFL or the NBA. It's not like, a player could be on a roster and then the next year they're hanging out at the team facilities, right? That's not going to happen. But in fighting, you can still be around and help guys during fight camp. You can coach. There's a lot of things that could still kind of give you that dopamine hit, but it's nothing like fighting, right? I don't know. I've never fought, but I'm pretty sure it's nothing like getting out there in front of the lights and competing at the top of, the sport. Man, with I think a lot of fighters, even now, it's not evolving like it's supposed to be. Like, even fighters that come in now, they're not learning from the guys that came in before them. Like, we see Darren Elkins, right? I don't know his financial situation. I don't know like his lifestyle. I don't know none of that stuff, right? Because I don't really see him putting it out there. But if he hasn't like thought about retirement like 15 fights ago in the UFC, or even like 20 fights ago when he was in the UFC, that to me, that is a huge misstep. And guys now should look at Darren Elkins or whoever it is. You know what I mean? Like, do I want to end up like him? Do I want to end up like Tony Ferguson? Do I want to end up losing 8 in a row and becoming fodder for these new up-and-coming guys? Because the UFC, they've kind of showed you now, like, it's a different era. Like, right now, we're going to get you early. If you can't make it, we're going to spit you out early. And then what are you going to do? You have no backup plan. You know what I mean? Like, you need to, like, have something there, like, doing something on the side. Like, there's one thing about fighters, a lot of fighters, every fighter is in a different situation, right? Some fighters, they're able to train without working because they're in a good situation. Like, they have a good team behind them. They have somebody supporting them, or they have sponsors. Some guys, they're working a full-time job and training, right? Everybody's in a different situation. But whatever situation you're in, you got to think that it's not going to work out. Like, you got to have that in the back of your head. Most of these guys are thinking like, it's the UFC or bust. It's the world champion or bust. And I know you have to have that confidence and that mentality, but then you also have to be logical. And that's why, like, I look at someone like Ian Gary. I don't know why I'm throwing Ian Gary in here, but I look at him and him signing a deal with like what's his name?
Matchroom.
Yeah, Matchroom, right? Management, because he has his management for his fights, right?
Yep.
That negotiate. Then he has a management that kind of goes out there and finds sponsors for him. I feel like that is a big move for him. He's like a guy that's showing you like, hey, when you're a fighter and you reach a certain level, you need to bring in these people to get you money, and you need to stack that money, right? And do it your way. Don't think like, oh, I'm just gonna fight and it's just gonna work out. It's not gonna happen. Like, aren't you learning from your predecessors? Aren't you learning from the guys that came before you? And you see some guys that are doing that, right? But most of these guys, they're not, dude. They're just like living paycheck to paycheck, fight to fight, and they're just happy wearing the UFC Venom gear. And then people recognize them like, you're a UFC fighter. Oh my God, let me get a picture. They love it's like, that doesn't get you paid. That doesn't help you in retirement.
I think you nailed something there that doesn't often get discussed, is the attitude or the mindset that brought you here isn't going to get you there. So a lot of these guys, they have to be singular focused to get into the UFC. They have to leave a lot of stuff behind. They got to sacrifice. They got to be, no, I'm making it. Like, no doubt. So I'm making it. But once you get there, then like you said, now you got to open up your eyes, look to other people before you and all that other stuff. Yeah, I have a quote from a very recently retired, one of the best to ever do it in his sport, Takeru. I'm going to read his quote here. For about 2 months after I retired, I was having panic episodes almost every day. So I booked a trip for 4 or 5 days in Hawaii, somewhere rural. So, with basically no people. After that, I actually started feeling a lot better. First off, shout out Hawaii. It always makes everything better. If you guys didn't know, go there. It works. But on a serious note, what he said right there, like a guy who's been through a lot of stuff, he was feeling it. He was feeling what I just shared. What a lot of people feel is like this weird sense of loss that comes from walking away. And
Right.
I appreciate him selling it. I mean, selling it.
Well, he's in a different situation than a lot of these fighters, right? Like, he's rich,
Yeah.
like wildly
And
rich.
he retired champion off of a knockout win.
Exactly. Like, to me, it's like I don't really have so much sympathy for him, to be honest with you. Like, he could take a 4 or 5 day trip to Hawaii.
To reset
Most dudes
himself.
will never go to Hawaii in their lifetime, and these are fighters, right? Like,
Well,
I'm looking at those guys that are in
Yeah.
the gutter.
to John's point, they like, and it's hard. It's hard because you have to have someone you have to have someone who knows and someone you can trust, and that is the hardest part, right? I brought this up before that I'm it is like pains me because I want to waste my money. I want to spend my money and waste my money. But my wife is an accountant, right? My wife is an accountant, helps me, takes care of me, right? And I was able to I had 4 UFC fights. That's all I had, guys. I had the show, but I was able to take that and live until I could figure out, I can keep making enough money fighting and keep doing all of this. It's not because I made an absorbent amount of money. It's because I did the correct things with my money. I didn't just blow it. I have guys on my team right now fighting for one, winning bonuses, right? 70K disappears in 6 months. And they're like begging for fights, begging one for fights. And it's like, dude, you could have been set up for 3 years off of that, but you made it last 6 months.
That's it. And I like that we're getting a full picture here. We get someone who worked his ass off, like Darren Elkins sharing his stuff, a guy who made it to the top, got all the things in Darren Elkins and his kind of story. And I got a clip here from Misha Tate sharing some perspective too. I think this is a good one for us to all hear.
Identity to my sport. I thought was going to be the best part was like obtaining that belt and the title and the clout and the notoriety and the money and everything that comes with being the one person in the world, the baddest bitch in the world, is like, it was also the worst thing. It was reaching the high point was the worst part for me because it was like seeing behind the curtain of the Wizard of Oz, and you realize this is all an illusion. Like, this isn't real. Like, this didn't fix anything. All the things that I had painted this out to be that I thought if I just got there, then I would be happy. And it was like a rude awakening. And that was when I hit my downhill spiral, was after I became the world champ. There's nothing out. There's nothing higher.
Where do we go?
That stuff, the identity being attached to what you do. And then sometimes you reach goals and then there's like this cliff. There's this unseen cliff because you're just like, I got to get to the top. I'm going to get to the top. I got these goals. I have these dreams. I'm going to make it come hook or crook and I'm going to make it happen. You do, and you forgot to plan for the rest of your life because there's so much life to live and there's just the abyss. And, that happens too. So all of these words, all of these insights, I appreciate all of these things. And I think fans or anybody around them, their support systems, if they ever get to thinking about this kind of stuff, reach out, have a conversation. Let's talk about the other areas in your life that you enjoy because nothing lasts forever. I guess
Who's a good follow on Instagram that does a lot of videos about this is Corey Anderson.
Right
Corey
on.
Anderson does a lot of videos about what fighters are doing wrong nowadays. And, and like Zach was saying, luckily he has somebody around him that takes the money and manages it well, because you see fighters, they're getting these bonuses, right? And they're buying like diamond necklaces for their coaches and stuff. It's like, Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just give them their money and maybe backed up fees that you didn't pay them for previous fights and add that to it? Why would you do something like that? You know, like that's another thing. It's like you don't have to show your money. Broke people show their money. Remember that? Remember that someone said that, right? Broke people is the ones that go out there and show their money because they're broke and they want to, you know, have an illusion of that, right? You don't need that stuff. Let people give you those things, right? Once you get to a certain point, people are just going to give you things like watches and necklaces and, you know, stuff like that. And Misha Tate, you know, she talks, it goes back to what I said. Learn from the people that came before you. They're telling you on these podcasts and you see it on the you see it on the UFC broadcast this past weekend what can happen, right? Like this can happen to you if you stay around too long. So maybe have your affairs in order. They need to make it mandatory for fighters to watch the documentary Broke.
Yes.
Have you seen that documentary?
Yes.
Broke?
Yes, one of the best.
What is it?
That is one of the best documentaries out there, sports documentaries.
When ESPN was doing the 30 for 30 series, Broke was one of them, and it is amazing. It covers the statistics of how fast people claim bankruptcy out of all the different sports, all the
$100 million contracts, and they're
all the different ways to go broke, all the different ways from being the guy flaunting it to just having way too many wives to like taking care of your family because like, you know, some people come from broke families, but it was a big tight knit family. So they feel like they got to take care of all 15 members. You know what I mean? Every excuse there ever was is in there. It's amazing. It's really, really good. Good shout out, John. That was a good one. All right. So enough of that. Enough of the hard stuff. I just felt like that was a topic that we needed to get out, and we did. So we'll go into something easy. And what is easy? Making predictions on next week's fights. Wives are expensive.
Yeah.
That is ex-wives.
They can be
more.
They can.
Cheaper to keep her. Shout out, fucking Jeff Bezos. All right. So this is our record. Our new record is Zac 2-3. Skynet taking its first stumble. It is not all powerful, all knowing, like we know it will be in the near future, but it dropped the ball. And I am a broken clock that is right 5 times a day. Apparently, my time is coming. I will get it wrong probably this week because it's a double header. And we have a guest picker, John, this week, so we'll get your takes on it. This is the rules, folks. If you don't know the charter laws of the Fully Hydrated podcast, we have very strict charter laws that are written on a dry erase board. And one of the rules is whoever is in the poster is who we're picking. This week we have 4 people. So those are 2 picks going on. Yay, diversity. All right. We'll go in order of co-main, then main. And I'll start with our guest. John, who are you picking? Roberson or Dern?
I gotta go with Dern. I feel like Robertson has are we explaining why we're giving the pick?
Yeah,
or we're just
yeah.
Okay, so I gotta, Robertson, she's phenomenal on the ground, but Dern is dirt on the ground too. You know what I mean? She's kind of diverted from that style, but I feel like they're gonna neutralize each other, and Dern is just a much more powerful striker. And I feel like Dern could just do more damage on the feet, and I see possibly a knockout in this fight.
Ooh, knockout call out. I like it. Brother Zac, what you thinking?
So I messed up last week because I was trying to play the game. I was specifically trying to catch up to Rob. And so I picked against him, hoping to get some win, just to get up on close to him. And now my record is just horrible. And unfortunately, it's not going to get any better. Jillian, I picked my friends, guys. I ride or die. My record could be 2-20, and I'm still going to pick my friends. Jillian Robinson, friend of mine, have same manager. I'm going for her to win her title.
That's it. I love it. I love the loyalty. That's a special thing, and I support it. for me, after doing a lot of serious analysis, then considering who my friends are and associations with people, and then thinking, X factor is one of these ladies has dropped a 12-6 attack into a butthole in the UFC. The other has not. And that is Jillian Robertson. So my pick is atomic 12-6 elbow to any part of the body. And that's what I'm going for. Let's go, red hair gang. I want to see it. I feel like Dern, it's been nice, but you caught a soft fly ball from the coach. You didn't get the championship from the champion. If Wei Lee was to come back tomorrow, she would kill you in a round. That is all of me talking shit, and I'm standing on it. So let's go, Jillian. I want to see it. And drum roll, the Skynet, our special AI picking software, specially designed to defeat me, Zach, and all the rest of humankind, says Mackenzie Dern. It agrees with you, John. It's with you. So that's its pick. All right. To the main event. We got the enigmatic Ian Gary and the what seems like unstoppable force in Islam Makhachev. John, sir, what are you thinking?
As much as I would like for X to blow up if Ian Gary wins, because they love Ian Gary, right? They love to hate him. But I think Islam is just on another level, man. I feel like Islam is just better everywhere. Ian Gary might have the size, but I just think Islam's going to get him down, and he's going to control him. He's going to ragdoll him, and I think he finishes him on the ground. I think he submits him.
I think that's a common thought amongst people, and I see what you're saying. Brother Zach, what you got?
So this is a hard one, dude. This one is really hard, and me, Ian, we also have the same manager, but he's not really my friend, and I'm not like. I do think he's gonna win, though. Like that's the thing. I don't want him to win. I'm not saying I don't want him to win. I don't like his deal, all his spiel, all that on the internet. I'm not a fan of his, but I think he's going to win. Shavkat was able to hold him down, right? And it's the question is, do you think Islam is as good as Shavkat was at welterweight? I don't know. We're going to find out. And I think as weird as he is, man, Ian Gary is really, really good at fighting. And I think he's going to get Islam.
Well, with that being said, if you're on YouTube, hit the like. That'd be nice. Subscribe, maybe, possibly. Who knows? Whatever. If you're on X, hit the repost so other people get to see this. Thank you. Appreciate it. Because I'm going into my pick. My super duper high IQ analysis of this revolves around a floating, unconfirmed statement made by a coach who's never known to lie before a big fight ever in the history of combat sports. And he said something that is alarming if true. He said Islam Makhachev has gained 11 pounds of pure muscle since his last fight, which, folks, if you know anything about being a grown adult, gaining 11 pounds in a calendar year, not on enhancement, is pretty fucking hard. You'd have to be like a couch potato. To be a world-class athlete and to gain 11 pounds is insane. So I'm gonna believe him, and I think Islam Makhachev is now the strongest person to ever be in middleweight ever all time, and he's gonna crush Ian Gary, and that is what I hope. That's what I think is gonna happen. I don't really have a technique. I just think the guy he doesn't have anything to prove. Like whatever Ian's gonna do, he could just hold him down. You said it. He could just hold him down. He doesn't have to give us an entertaining fight. He doesn't have to. He has nothing to prove. Just go out there, sit on top of him. Game over. You win. That's
so. Yeah, and Islam actually said that. I wish the UFC definitely didn't want to focus on it, but he gave an interview recently where he said about when he fought JDM that he didn't care about making it exciting. He just wanted to win the belt. He just wanted to get his second belt, so he did what it took to win. And it's like that's what you do when you fight for the belt. That's what you do when you fight for the title. That's not how you get to the title, but when you get there, that's how you maximize that opportunity.
You got to switch it up. Every position has its own way to play it. As far as the AI overlord is concerned, doing all the dorky analysis stuff, it comes to the conclusion of, and still, Skynet's going with Islam. I'm not surprised there, but kind of, sort of, maybe a little bit. All right, folks, there you go. You have a podcast that keeps track of its records. Stop paying random people for freaking betting advice. That's like buying diamond chains for your coach for no reason. Okay, stop it. It's about it. Nobody knows shit. Nobody knows shit. We all don't know stuff. These are some of the most highly in tuned minds in the sport, and we're just
Rob's a 5-0. Rob, for this entire
yeah.
Rob has a pay Rob.
Donate
to the
if that proves anything, my brother, if that proves anything, that means the biggest, dumbest clown who knows nothing can get some things right occasionally. So we'll see. My losing streak is about to start right now. I'm pretty much guaranteed of it. All right, so that's done with that. We're gonna go, John. How much longer we got you for, buddy? So I know what to pick.
About 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes. All right. With that being said, let's talk about something that's close to you. So, guys, if you guys don't know, this is Korean John, JHK, and he does a lot in the PFL space. He's done a lot for MMA, all the leagues, all the people, everyone you want to know. But he's kind of a PFL specialist. And you guys know this podcast, I'm one of 5 people that are fans and supporters of the PFL since day one. Well, this is the other guy. And he knows more than me. So with that being said, I want to get into kind of a slightly drama topic that happened. But before that, I want to do something fun because we had some negative energy. Before we get to the negative energy stuff, let's view this walkout real quick. You can't always make them love you, but you can make them hate you. Coming out in a Charlotte jersey and then going, nah, fuck you guys. Like, dude, I think that's a really good walkout. Well, man, what you thinking?
Yeah, it was good. It was hilarious. Great walkout song. It was funny. You never know. Like they should, but they don't. I wish that they would give you, like, when you go to these events, I wish they would show you like where you're walking out so you can like plan. Because when that happened, it's cool for us. It's cool for us because we were seeing the camera. But like, I would have liked him to get all the way up to like the cage and like make it more of a show of it. But that's just me. But like, you don't even know where you walk out half the time.
Oh, dude, you're right. That would have been a way better way to play that. Good call. John, what you thinking, man?
The walkout, I mean, like if you could make your walkout a little bit more memorable, I'm all for it. I think the PFL should allow these guys to kind of be more creative, and it'll just make it a little bit different. Because in North America, what promotion is creative with their walkouts? Not really any, right?
No.
It's all in Japan. It's all RIZIN has the best walkouts I've ever seen. But like, I wish the PFL would kind of embrace that a little bit, make it different. Maybe in this MVP MMA era that we're going to be introduced to next year, maybe they'll start doing something different and allowing them to be more creative. But yeah, I don't think it was like that big of a factor of him like walking out with a Carolina jersey. He should have ripped it off. Like, he should have like did the Hulk Hogan, right? And just ripped it into pieces. That's what he should have done, right? Had little cuts in there, like with the scissors, and then just ripped it up and just like, and then he had his Pittsburgh jersey underneath. Are they divisional rivals?
Are they? I don't even know. That's not my, that's
No,
not
I
my
don't think so,
division.
right?
No. He was just
Okay.
no. He's just trolling for the sake of trolling, which I respect. Both you guys made that even better. I liked it, but both you guys made it better.
Well, like I said, so the last time when I fought on Dirty Boxing last time, they had a really cool setup, like it's like a shadow box area, and then a stage with like a big screen behind you. But like I said, they didn't tell me about that until I was walking out. Literally 20 seconds before I go, they go, okay, you're going to walk over here and shadow box. And then when your song starts playing, you're going to go up on the stage. I was like, what? I go, I don't have anything planned. Like, I'm just going to stand here for 20 seconds and then go stand there for 20 seconds and then go do my stuff.
That's wild, dude. That's wild. It's fail. That's a good idea, bad execution. All right. Here's the more important part of the story. And John, I can't wait to get your thoughts on this.
Breaking news. I am injured again. I broke my hands in the fight. I could feel it from the second I started the second round. I didn't tell my corner. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't show it this time. And I didn't actually tell anybody until I got out of the cage. The only one I did tell actually was my cut man, Paul. He's like my bestie. And he looks after me, but I did whisper that to him that felt like I'd broken my hands.
The golden goose of the promotion, their biggest star that hasn't been borrowed and built themselves, breaking her hands again. Fans also getting all kinds of crazy, saying, well, you're over there playing with your hands, it doesn't look broken, da 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 da. What's your thoughts on any of it, my man?
Well, it's very unfortunate, man, that she's broken her hands a few times now, and now she's broken both her hands. But I don't think we'll know surely until she sees her doctor. I think she said it in the video. I watched that full like vlog or whatever she did. Yeah, it sucks for the promotion, man, because you know that the title fight is next for her, and whoever she's fighting, that's going to be a big fight for them. But it sucks for her, man, because she's like you said, she has so much potential. Maybe her hands are just too brittle. You know, we've seen that before with fighters. Their hands just can't handle the small gloves. And then you got guys at one championship fighting in the small gloves like every month, and they don't break anything. You never really hear about guys at one championship breaking their heads, right? Like they're fighting Muay Thai straight up. So I don't know. But peace, guys. I'll hit you guys up next week, and we'll see what happens.
Thank you, John. Appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Take care. Yeah, if I am a PFL executive, I am slightly shitting my pants and sending my best doctor to my megastar, the only one that I really have for right now, because Usman is in the free agency, right? Like, that's their two golden gooses.
Well, I mean, I don't think we shared the clip, but like after that fight, right? Jake Paul was saying he's going to buy her a Range Rover, saying all this stuff when she wins the belt. She's their biggest star, right? And they need her to be healthy for her, right? And I don't care about it. I care about you, PFL. Sign me. I don't care about you, Jake Paul. But I care about her, right? I care about the fighter. I care about the person. She's got brittle hands, right? This is twice that it's happened. His brittle hands. You got to do something about your fighting style, right? This is where Money Mayweather came from, right? We had Pretty Boy Floyd knocking people out, kept breaking his hands all the time. Mm-hmm. Then we got Money. We got defensive style shoulder roll. This is something you're not just going to be able to tough out. You're not just going to be able to go, oh, I'm just going to be tough and keep breaking my hands. These little tiny bones, believe it or not, right? The human hand is one of the most like delicate, intricate things in existence on planet Earth. We're not supposed to ball it up and punch people with it, right? This was made for making tools and opening bananas and painting masterpieces. It wasn't made for punching people. So if it's breaking, it's not going to get better. So you got to deal with your fight style.
That's it. And like you said, you nailed it. We don't think about it. Everything else. your dog has like legit nails. Your nails suck. Like, and I'm not picking a dog and picking something like with a weak nail set. But what about talons of a bird or anything else for that matter? Like you said, these were to make tools, a spear, so I can get your ass. Not with, I'm not gonna do anything with my hands. Real stuff there. I wish her the best. You don't, seeing injuries kind of muck up the prime time of any athlete's career in any sport just stinks. Nobody likes it. It's not fun. But I just want to show a couple of highlights. One from the heavyweight division, because we talked off camera. This is not something we recorded, but we talked about how the divisions in the UFC and the PFL, it's like if they, which they would never, but if they ran a tournament and actually combined, then we would have like a good batch of really good heavyweights to see. But it's like a sprinkled amount of good heavyweights here, a sprinkled amount here, and then they most of the time end up fighting lopsided fights. But I don't care when it creates highlights like this.
Fight. Also, nice right hand. Oh, he cut division. It's over.
Just fluidly kicking somebody in the head like it's nobody's business. I mean, Denis Goltsov's super good. He's one of the like the few handful, very minor handful of PFL heavyweights that I think could have a decent day anywhere. But his opponent a little undersized, even though he's an undefeated heavyweight. Did you get to see that one? What was your thoughts?
No, I did not. I didn't see that one. I thought I saw the other heavyweight, the liver shot one. That's what I thought you were going to show. But I saw the other one. I didn't see that one.
Right on. And then this one is like just kind of like your point of view on it. Is this attack super nice, or is the chin like, oh, like what do you focus more on? Like, was this dope, or like, Jesus Christ, this guy's got an iron chin? Because it's hard. I get ADD. I think of both at the same time.
Look at this. Good scramble from Doublet to get out of that. Oh! What a knee! And it landed. Now the right hand's pummeling away. Doublet Young on a knee trying to survive.
Doublet gets up and finishes the fight. Like, not finishes by winning, but goes the distance. Like, both guys really good.
So I don't. Is a great knee. Is a beautiful knee. I'm not trying to be a hater, right? With the jump knee is so hard. It's such an average technique because there's the hard part of your knee is like that big, right? He hit with like the top of his quad, which like doesn't feel good to get kneed in the face in, but you're not going to get the same thing as if you get hit with the kneecap on your chin.
Fair and very legit point. Good analysis as always. The rest of the card was really great. And if you missed it, go. I think it's available now on YouTube. You can catch up on it. I do want to touch on this one small fact that last week it was on Friday, PFL that is. This past week was also on Friday as well. Thank you, ESPN. Like getting out of your own way. Counter programming in the UFC is stupid, and please continue putting on Friday. The PFL should have owned Fridays by now. That's the only thing I'm going to say. Like, stay on Fridays, own Fridays. People get used to being on Fridays because I hear way too many people. I literally just way too many people. I even post. You guys know I always try to let you know when the fights are. But I post this, Zach. I post this poster, and I got people going, so, but where's it playing? Or where's it on? Like, do you not fucking see ESPN? Are you blind? But again, people are creatures of habit, but they're bouncing around different days of the week. They ain't helping nobody. Own Fridays, guys.
Well, the big, and so yeah, first thing there, good job. I don't even know, like, where does advertisement happen anymore? Like, for whatever reason, the UFC, I get UFC stuff in my feed, whether it's X, whether it's Instagram, wherever I'm looking, I see UFC stuff. I don't ever see PFL stuff. Like, just period. I don't know why. And I'm not even like, I'm the guy they're not trying to market to because I'm going to watch it anyway, but I still can't find it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I hear that from a lot of people, and I don't have any answers. I wish I did. Well, we'll get to the UFC pump and dump in just a second, but I have to take a small detour to the land of knockouts. BKFC was in Sturgis. Yeah, that Sturgis with the bikes and stuff, all the cool action. Is their third event in Sturgis. And my God, dude, add this to the list of places I want to go watch fights, live action. Seems like a great time. Here we go. Here's some highlights.
Time off the canvas. Right to welcome to BKFC, Justin Simon. And Simon got rocked. He got hit as well. It didn't matter. His offense was too much for Sanderson. Beautiful knockout.
Now that's earlier in the card. The sun is still going down, working his way. The crowd's there. You can hear the energy. Tell me you don't want to be there and having fun watching people face plant.
Dude, I love that they're doing outdoor fights like old Thriller Manila, like old school boxing outdoor fights. I love that.
Love it. Here's a second one. It's just people planting their faces. Enjoy. All I can hear is Smokey from Friday. You gotta knock the fuck out. That's all I can hear and see that guy getting banged on like that. This last one was the main event. I just want to highlight the main event guy, the guy who wins. He came in on a bike and not like Undertaker, stick it in neutral, glide down the ramp, rev it a few times, kind of sort of riding a bike to the event. No, this guy started like out in the parking lot. They had to drone shot him all the way in. It was a little dramatic, but also really cool. But dude, this KO is insane.
Final 16 round number 1. The victory for Brilliant. Just what I said. If he doesn't be careful, and he's up now, and he thinks this fight should keep going. He was out for the second shot. What, you didn't fucking know?
That was nice. Such a great highlight. Bang, timber. For some reason, his body turns over just to screw him over. Boom on your face.
Well, dude, I said this on X. I don't know if it's the lack of gloves or if it's just the lack of like experience of these guys. But the way these guys go out is like a movie. Like, I don't know why these guys like literally go out like they're dead or like they just got shot and it just like on timber. Like, I don't understand it.
I don't understand it. And you know what? As long as I don't understand it and it keeps happening, I'm fine with it. I don't ever need to know. All right. Getting into the longest reigning part of the show. We'll try to do it as quick as possible. The pump and dump. All right. We look at the most recent UFC event, which was UFC Vegas. Real easy. We look at the entire card. Anywhere we want to give love, anywhere we want to give admonishment, we will. So we'll give love, talk a little shit. I don't ever get to pick. My brother, what we doing?
So I'm pumping first on DR Nergazer.
That's a name. Say that name 3 times fast, huh? Second clip coming right up.
Dear, look at
So obviously, great finish, great fighter. The big thing I want to try to point out and try and give some shine to a guy for DR. He does the last half of his camp. He's from Kazakhstan, lives in Kazakhstan, year-round and trains. He does the last 4 weeks to get used to the time zone in Denver with our team out here.
Nice.
He doesn't speak. I would like to say he's my friend. I don't know because he doesn't speak a word of English. Not a word at all. And like, I want you guys. Everyone says they want to be in the UFC. Everyone says they want to chase their dream. Like, I want you guys to imagine going somewhere. He's super young. I think he's 25 or 26. Going to Nigeria, going somewhere where they don't speak a lick of your language by yourself and just figuring it out for 4 weeks, going and training, having to get food, having to figure life out and not knowing anything, and then being able to go out and perform. Like I'm so impressed with this young kid who's a really good fighter, but just the sacrifices and what he's willing to do to go get what everyone says that they want, right? We got guys in Denver who don't show up to training. We have guys that can't even drive their ass half an hour to come train 6 days a week. You know, he comes from Kazakhstan, has to have Google Translate out all the time to try and find out what the drills we're doing are. And like I said, and got an amazing, beautiful finish. I just want to give as much shine to that guy as I can.
Dude, I'm so glad you have this kind of knowledge and to share with us. That is so freaking cool. Yeah, I would just 180 it. Imagine whatever you're doing in life, whatever you're aspiring to do, you're shipped off to Kazakhstan.
Yeah, that's a perfect thing. And they don't speak English.
No, and you just got to do it. And then you got to do it like that. You got to be a winner. You got to look damn good and style. That's what's up. All right, my pump, it's got a single clip. And I'm gonna break the charter rules. I'm not pumping one individual. I'm pumping that whole fight. I'm pumping bringing that kind of energy to the curtain jerker position. Folks, if you've never been the opening act for anything, let me just tell you, it's kind of hard to get the energy going. Like, I don't care what you're doing, what sport you're playing. If you're a comedian, play music. Being the opening act is a tough spot. And they fought like it was the world title in a mega stadium. Some people were calling it the women's fight of the year. I say nominate it and let's review it in December. But yeah, that shit.
I mean, that's a great pick. And, you know, with the decision, it wasn't a finish, but we've said in the past before that women's MMA is just behind the men's. But one big thing that's like coming up every single week, there's these girls that can punch, right? That punch like real punchers, punch like real boxers. And it's so awesome to see that's part of the women's game starting to evolve, because that's what hopefully, you know, the losers who hate the women's fights we're probably never going to turn them around. But that's what's going to get the casual more invested in the women's fights when they can crack like she was.
Absolutely. And I just want to highlight something we've said and broke down, but just real quickly, the women's game in the UFC is only about 13 years old. As far as evolution of the class and evolution of the skill set of the athletes, they're right about where the men were 13 years into their journey. So just keep enjoying the train. We're going to, like you said, we're starting to see ladies crack, and the evolution is going to keep on coming. So on to the dump, my friend.
My dump, and it's going to be very specific, so stick with me after the clip, is Billy Ray Goff.
2 clips. Let's go.
Caught
it and ate it. And part 2.
It's just circle. Yeah, look. Oh, that has to be it. That is it.
So it kind of was a big deal on X for in MMA Twitter, right? As big of a deal as that can be, about his coaches, right? Of his coaches telling him in between second and third round, hey, dude, you can't take these punches. You got to skate. You got to get away. Don't engage, like all that. His coaches have been getting a lot of shit for that. That is not my dump. Him losing is not my dump. This is my only dump for him, right? Come out and say something. Like say no, my coach, they have my back. We're never quitting a fight. Or if you agree, say, yeah, man, I wish they would have canceled it and not send me back out there. Don't just let it languish and let Twitter tear you and your team apart. Come out and say something. That's all I'm saying, dude. Stand up, either stand up for your team or don't, whatever. Or so stand up for your team if you believe it. Not saying anything is the same as siding with X. That's where I'm going with this.
Yeah, just make a declaration. Don't let the people move the narrative for you. right? This is your story. You're the athlete. You're the professional. You only get so much time and attention from the world. Don't let random people narrate your story. Control it. It's either, yeah, it's kind of bullshit. We got some things to work on and talk about. Or, no, I don't think you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, just like you said. Good one. Very unique and different. I wish mine was all high level-y like yours. But here's my video for my dump.
Sutherland made a mistake. He tried the fat man roll. Oh my God, you got the choke. Oh, is he under the neck? That's tight. Oh, he got it.
Mine does not have any high characteristics or deep philosophy. It's simply that the British suck at almost everything they do, especially at fighting. I know there's a few good ones. I know someone's going to retort on that. But specifically, Louis Sutherland, your physique is bad. Your general approach in fights are bad. This is a guy's debut, and I don't expect you to go out. Everybody was ragging on you like, oh, he was tapping before he was fully sunk in. Dude, he's hips out with a giant heavyweight on his back, already squeezing his neck. There's nothing left for him except to lose full oxygen to the brain and turn off. Like, you want to quit, dude. I actually think that's the only upside, is that you quit nice and early before you had to degrade your existence anymore. But dude, get off of my screen. I do not want to see you. You're hogging up a spot on the roster. There is other heavyweights that belong there, and you are not it. And I am completely unqualified to say this, but I don't care. That is my dump.
Dude, so I go out of my way. I go out of my way to like not shit on the fighters. I go out of my way to like I said, I wasn't hating on Billy Ray Goff for any of his performance. I try not to. Louis Sutherland, you are the worst fighter I've ever seen in the UFC. You're the worst. You are the absolute worst fighter I've ever seen in the UFC. And if you got a problem with that, you come fight me, dude. Come fight me. You can fight me in dirty boxing, in PFL, in UFC, wherever. But you are absolutely horrible, dude. You're absolutely horrible.
That's it. And I didn't even think about it like that, but yeah, I mean, shit. Since they're giving bozos like freaking Cedricus Dumas a second chance,
Oh my gosh!
like I think you should fight freaking Sutherland for a second chance freaking opportunity, dude. That shit's wild to me. All right, cool. Enough of that. We're towards the end here. I just want to tell everybody thank you for the time you spent with us. Seems like about 82 of you folks riding with us tonight, and I appreciate you for being here live, because I know it's hard to do. It's hard to just show up on time during the middle of your life and just be like, oh, I'm going to listen to these guys. But I thank you for it. I'm not done yet. Not fully done. Got one little last thing to leave you guys with. A small story, since you guys know how much I love the nation of Britain, or the UK, but the people of Britain, is, if you guys don't know history, I'm going to give you a short Hawaiian history lesson. Captain James Cook, who mapped most of the Pacific Islands in the Pacific, we were really nice to him. Hawaiians are really nice to him. They gave him food. They fixed his ship, gave him all kinds of stuff, told him, hey, do not head out right now. The storm is coming. He said, nah, screw you, silly indigenous folks. You don't know anything. Went out, broke his ship, came back, tried to demand we fix it. We said no. He threw a temper fit, shot the chief's nephew, Kalani Pu'u's nephew. What did we do? We killed him and all his men and then ate him. Then saved 2 of the guys and sent him back with the bones. Why am I telling you all this stupid stuff? The point is, Hawaiians and Polynesians in general are very loving, kind, generous, welcoming people. You want to talk about Southern hospitality? Well, check the latitude line, my brother. Ain't nobody more south than Hawaii, okay? We give love. But don't come around and be disrespectful, because this is what happens.
Put your bag away, bro. Put your bag away. I told him if he wants to go to the hospital, come here. It is over.
girls, right? You're not talking about my girls, right?
I don't care.
Don't do that, dude. Don't do
What are
that.
you gonna do?
Go ahead, just go. Just
What
go.
are you gonna do?
Don, go ahead.
Am
go.
I? I didn't fucking put him in the ground. Let's go, bro.
Go ahead.
I'm good.
Let him
Do it, motherfucker.
I just said it.
Mike.
All right, good. It's over. It's over.
He's a child. Oh, shit.
Chair thrower.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Yeah. What you fucking about, Holly boy? Yeah? Trey, stay right here.
And that is called crossing the line and getting checked. I love the last little insult there. Yeah, Holly boy, what's up? Also, side note, not to make this political because I think all politics kind of suck, but that guy is a Democratic nominee for some office of some sort. And he's got 3 charges the last I seen. So not only, folks, this is my message. Why did I tell you the history? Why am I showing you this story? And why am I giving you this advice? If you go to Hawaii and you act up and you get out of line and you get checked, guess what? You are not going to get the help of the police. The police are not going to arrest that guy. You are going to get charges. This happens all the time. So don't fuck around and find out. Just enjoy the beach and be communal and love everybody.
Well, and for that story, for that specific story, it's not like, just so everyone knows, like that wasn't like a mutual beef. They weren't being mean to him. He was playing a speaker. He's playing a loudspeaker at the beach. Please don't do that. Like, wear your headphones, right? He was playing a loudspeaker at the beach, and they literally like, hey man, we're all trying to enjoy the beach. Can you turn that down? And then it cuts into what you guys saw, where it's starting right there. Like that guy was not in the right in any way, and then also couldn't fight. Like don't fight, like don't act like that. So he's already on strike 3. Strike 4, don't act like that if you can't fight.
That's it. That's how it goes. My man, I know we said a lot of stuff. We went deep dives into a little bit of our past and sharing the heartaches of walking away from sports and everything else in between. Is there anything you want to share with the people before we go our separate ways?
Just kind of chatting to the everyone watching us. Thanks for joining us. We kind of went right. That's the first I've heard about Rob's past as a racer. If you guys are more interested in like our background, NFL stuff, car stuff, let us know. Like let us know. We're trying to have a community discussion. Obviously, we talk about the fights. That's what we all talk about. That's kind of why probably most of you are here. But whatever you guys want to hear about, let us know.
Absolutely. Always invited to share your thoughts with us and join the conversation. You see our handles, hit us up, share. If you got questions, sometimes we get questions from the loving people about how things work. Hey, we're happy to share it as best we can. Small teaser. Shout out to the BKB. Got another announcement. Signing going down. Check my page on Wednesday. Can't give much more information than that, but they're doing things. They're signing people. Stuff's happening. And support all combat sports in every way, shape, or form. Most importantly, enjoy life. That's the whole damn point of it, because it goes by real quick. All right, everybody. It's been a good time. See you next time. But in the meantime, stay fully hydrated. All right.